Hi, we're going to talk about how to use the Pythagorean theorem to find a missing hypotenuse. So first, that was a lot of words I just used. Pythagorean theorem is a formula that is used with right triangles. So a right triangle is a triangle that has a 90-degree angle. And we can use the Pythagorean theorem to find missing sides. So the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where A and B are each a leg of the triangle. The legs are the two sides that are right next to the 90-degree angle. C is what we call the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is the side that is across from the 90-degree angle. It's not actually touching the 90-degree angle. So we're going to talk about how to use this Pythagorean theorem to find this missing hypotenuse. So a squared plus b squared. I'm going to start by writing down the formula. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now I'm going to plug in some values. I know one of the legs is 4 squared. Plus, I know the other leg is 3 squared. Now, honestly, it doesn't matter if I had switched those two. Either way is fine. Equals. Now, I could leave it as c squared, or I could change it to x because that's the letter that they use. It doesn't matter what letter, because all that matters is that we're solving it. So now let's solve. 4 squared is 16, plus 3 squared is 9, and that still just equals x squared. As I work, I'm working down the problem. So now my next step, I'm going to add 16 plus 9 is 25, equals x squared. Well, x is not actually by itself yet. So we have to do the opposite of squaring. The opposite of squaring is the square root. So I have to find the square root of 25, which is 5. Now, whatever the units are, maybe this is feet or feet, because 5 is just a length, it is also in feet. Okay, let's try one more Pythagorean theorem problem to find a hypotenuse. So again, the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the two legs of the triangles. So here I have 9 and 12. It doesn't matter which one I write first. I could just write 9 squared plus 12 squared. We could have done it opposite, 12 squared plus 9 squared, equals, you're welcome to leave it as c squared or change it to x. The letter doesn't matter. Now let's solve. 9 squared is 81, plus 12 squared is 144, equals x squared. And again, as I solve, I'm just kind of moving down my problem. So I did my first step. Now I'm going to move to my next step, which is to add 81 plus 144, which is 225, and that equals x squared. But we're not done yet because x is not actually by itself. We have x squared, so we have to do the opposite of squaring, which is the square root. So I take the square root of both sides, which I should mention your calculator can do square roots. So if you come to something you say, I don't know what the square root of 225 is, in your calculator you just type square root 225 and it'll tell it to you, which in this case is 15. So same as before, whatever the units are for these two lengths, for the sides, this is the same units because it is just a length. So that is using Pythagorean theorem to find a missing hypotenuse.